And I didn't know that this is something you've been doing since you were a kid.
Yeah.
You take your guitar with you everywhere.
Everywhere, even when I was doing stuff with the Natural History Unit in Africa and Borneo and places, I've always taken a guitar with me, and it's been a very personal, private thing. The guitar playing, the singing a little bit different. I've done a little bit of backing singing for my brother, my brother's a big musician, and so I've done that, but a little bit, but never really in public. And also, the only time I did it was I did a thing for Comic Relief and Children in Need, and I wasn't very good. I mean, the truth of the matter is I just wasn't very good. And somebody actually, like some people have been digging out some old stuff of me and saying, look, you're not very good, are you? And I wasn't. And I had a singing teacher. I did a piece on TV, and a singing coach emailed me and said, I've just seen you on TV, you're singing, you're not very good, but you have a really good voice, you just don't know how to sing. She said, you should come to me. So I did, and I did 3 or 4 lessons, and it just completely changed everything.
Fantastic.
And then I was singing on a rooftop somewhere, and an A&R guy from the record company saw me and said, you should do an album, and it kind of went from there.
Well, you're not going to say no.
Well, I did at first.
No. Did you? Why?
I did, well, yeah, because I've done, like, with all the telly and film and things that I've done, my brother is the musician in the family.
Right.
I love my brother, John. He introduced me to music early on. He's also my hero in everyday life, anyhow. So, but he's the musician in the family. So when it came to, I think, there he is. There's me and him. That's the blessing for my wedding. Always
lovely.
family events where we all get the guitars out. Everybody has a sing-song. So when it came through, I actually had to go and ask him, and I went and asked him.
Did you sort of ask his permission if it was okay?
Yeah, I did. And if he'd have said no, I wouldn't have done it.
Seriously?
Really,
of course
really.
He's not going to say no. He's your brother. He loves you.
That's what he said. He said, what are you asking me for, you idiot? And it's like, of course I want you to. He said, can I come and play? And I was like, yeah. And we are actually playing now. We're doing live stuff together. And
good for you.
they're really lovely. And he's got his album out as well. So the nice thing is at the Universal Online, I'm able to, there's a little credit on the back where you can find his.
So you can find both. And why wouldn't you do it? The thing is, you know what it's like. People have got you in a little pigeonhole and they say, well, you do that, you do DIY SOS very well. So that's what you do. Why are you now singing? You know, people find it, do you not think that people sometimes they're sort of folding their arms and saying, now, come on, mate, what's all that about?
Yeah, there's a stay in lane thing in this country, definitely. Why do you stay in lane and don't move? And I think, like, you know, I mean, I had 10 years on Saturday night doing the quiz shows, Who Dares Wins. I mean, that's, you know, so I do the quiz shows and stuff. And then last year we had the film come out, and that's, like, gone around the world and is sitting doing 4.5 stars on Netflix and things. But even when I wrote that, film must be rubbish because it's written by that bloke who does the building. And the same thing, kind of, a lot of that, well, before the album actually came out, people deciding it was rubbish before they'd even heard it.
They'd not heard it, yeah, that's not fair.
But the other thing about music is it's such a very personal thing. A lot of us use it for our well-being.
Do you find, though, playing helps you? Playing music helps you, takes you to somewhere else?
In the toughest times.
Yeah.
I mean, I come home from work anyway, pick up the guitar. It was like terrible when I was living with family. I switch the TV on, then pick up the guitar and play. And they're like, do one thing or the other. but the playing guitar thing is like a relaxing, well-being thing for me. So I do half an hour of that, and it kind of calms me down. But certainly during the last 2 years have been pretty.
Yeah, they have.
Pretty heavy, and it's been massively important. And actually, in actual fact, recording the album when I was singing 1 or 2 of the tracks on there, and I was singing those, I sort of like kind of had to stop and start again because they're quite emotional.
Be tough because they are emotional, and that's the thing. It should be emotional. Music should be. The thing about you two, though, okay, you've split, but you've got your little boy, and you still have got a really good relationship.
Fantastic relationship.
You know, there's respect on both sides.
I can't say enough about Jess. She's the most amazing mum. She's the most amazingly calm human being, despite. I mean, there's been so much rubbish in the press.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you're sitting beside me now. We'll be going out.
We're dating now.
Absolutely, because every single woman you get photographed with, or you see, or you meet, so that's it. You're going out.
Yeah, I'm not dating anybody, and it's like everybody that I'm seen out with is. I was at the Pride of Britain Awards, and I was talking to a guy called Charlie, who's one of the heroes from London Bridge attack.
I remember. Of course.
Like, he's an amazing man, and I was talking to him and his wife outside, and there were a series of 3 photographs of me chatting to the 2 of them. You can see him in all 3 shots.
Right.
But the newspaper article was me chatting up this mystery girl. And it's like kind of partly irritating for me, but I'll get over it.
Yeah.
For him and his other half.
Horrible.
Like, they don't need that. That's ridiculous.
And that was their big night, and that spoiled
And the other photograph was through a window of me chatting to a blonde, that mystery blonde, they said. Well, the press knew who it was because it's the PR lady on my album, who they speak to every day. So they knew who it was. It's just really odd.
Does it not drive you mad?
Well, do you know what? I think you know this. If you're in our business, you grow a skin like a rhinoceros. But it is interesting that people, despite the fact that people say, "Oh, don't believe the press," actually, people that does get in. So that, you know, I'm picking up this reputation as a womanizer. I'm not actually dating anybody, and that's hard for my kids. That's hard for And Jess has to constantly put up with questions about this kind of rubbish, which she knows most of the people because like they're friends and work colleagues and
I
people.
suppose you've got the right attitude. You've just got to say, oh, you know, it comes with the territory and move on. But it's
Yeah,
a shame.
I think so. It's kind of nice though to actually, whenever I have a chat with you, I can always talk openly about situations. People like now in interviews are worried to ask me about all the people I'm seeing out with. And I'd much rather people ask because I can actually say, do you know, it's a load
You know
of
what?
rubbish.
It's my PR lady. It's somebody I met. Or somebody come up for a selfie.
Or Tori, who's a friend of mine from years ago. She's another TV presenter. Her husband doesn't particularly like going to events, and I was on my own going to an event. So I said, "Do you want to come along?"
Makes sense.
So she came along. She's got a little 4-year-old kid, and everything. All of a sudden, she's mystery brunette that I'm out with. It's just like you can't go. I kind of have to decide now that I can't actually be seen out to dinner or go to an event with anybody as a
you
friend.
just have to stay in and play your guitar. Just stay in and play your guitar and keep out of trouble.
Yeah, I think so. It's just very odd. I don't know.
It's strange. But are you proud of this?
Do you know what? I really
Yeah.
am. When I went into it at the start, I was quite nervous about doing it because it hadn't been my career.
Right.
But actually, working with Simon Johnson and Ian Brown are the people that actually sort of MC'd and musically directed it. Yeah, I'm really, there's some really lovely songs and some great tracks. And there's one on there, Waiting for the Love of My Life to Walk In, which was written by the girl who co-wrote Thinking Out Loud with Ed Sheeran, and she gave me this song.
Nice.
Just beautiful, beautiful song. That's a song that people are going to get married to, I think, and first dance kind of song.
Oh, that's lovely.
Beautiful.
You'll be the soundtrack of people's lives. You really will.